Greetings. It is I, Susie Q, here for another conversation, which will be fairly mysterious for my own sense of self. What will I be talking about? So, to start off with, hey, what's showing up in your field, lighting you up, turning you on, and illuminating the goodness in your beautiful, beautiful divinity, your body? What's showing up there, and how powerful and amazing is that? So today I've been super duper busy, probably like you. And so like I've been like, I think I need to do a video and I'm like, I ain't got nothing to say. So when I say that, when I ain't got nothing, it means that something is a brewing. That's kind of how I work with even my automatic writing. Sometimes I get a kind of a thought or a word or something that kind of like turns me on, right? Some groovy new words that I've never really, considered. And then I start kind of playing with it. And then the automatic writing piece just comes in and it just flies. It just kind of flies. And so it's pretty interesting. And I've got tons of that um, on all kinds of different documents. So like these Word docs, I've got probably 3 or 4 books of automatic writing, and even it's so. I didn't even know I was going to talk about this, but this is the way the energy works is that we have opportunities to really kind of gauge and get insights from other kinds of ways of looking at life. Sometimes you're like, I'm a creative person. I'm a writer, I'm an artist, I'm a musician, I'm a, business leader or hoping to be a business leader, whatever that means for you, is that we can find guidance all the time with everything that we're working with. And mine happens to be my sweetest spot is basically automatic writing. And so there's lots and lots of energy around it. And I have to say, even with the automatic writing, it's super powerful because a lot of times when I read it, I'm like going, who wrote this stuff? Who wrote it? But it's kind of fun to know that I think for each one of us, we have an opportunity to gain insights or to have that beautiful sense of spirit that kind of comes in and helps us. Like even when I want to do the automatic writing, I'm not really called to do it. It's calling me to sit down and type. It's just calling me. It's not like me like, okay, we're going to do this right now. It doesn't work that way for me necessarily, but I just know as soon as those words start coming in and maybe a sentence or some impressions come in, I just know I got to get my hands on the keyboard, right? And it's been fascinating just to read it and kind of acknowledge that I'm not really sure where that stuff came from, but I was happy to be the typist, right? And I think for you, like, what are you noticing in your beautiful field as far as, creating that sense of goodness with some of your team members, team members in person, or your fur baby, team members, or your spiritual realm. What else are you noticing with that, and how's it showing up for you? Are you asking better questions and seeing if you get an answer, right? Or if you maybe will be shown some guidance, right? So it's like super fun. So the automatic writing is really my top number one way of getting guidance and kind of messages that are, I guess they're for me, but I think it's kind of a universal kind of message with the automatic writing. And also with some of the work that I do where I just get on and start doing giving a message to a person. And that message is so powerful. It's like super fun. It's like, so sometimes when I'm getting ready to do an event and I'm basically doing channeled material, meaning that I really don't have a schedule or I don't have a plan on it. I just go in and allow myself to just kind of rest in my body, feel comfortable and wonderful. And then I start, moving into that consciousness that's going to be coming forth. And so that would be my second way of getting beautiful insights. And so even when I'm kind of doing lectures, sometimes I have them recorded and sometimes I don't. But it is cool. It is very, very cool when you know that you're in flow or you're in a synchronistic, experience, or you're just kind of like in it to win it, or you don't know exactly what you're going to say. And all of a sudden, this huge bandwidth of juicy, juicy, juiciness comes in, and you're just like, Man, I never thought about that, and I think I'd like to hear it again because when I'm in these states of awareness where I'm just kind of like chatting, 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 I'm really not really contemplating necessarily what the process is or how it works. But these are some of my sweet spots with how I get guidance from the higher realms or from my helpers, my helpers, right? And so these are some really great things with automatic writing and also with being able to go in and give a message really quick. And so, um, right now, I'm also getting the guidance too that I know that yesterday there was a video and it was about some breathing practices. So I think I would like to go into that a little bit because I know that there's just so much stuff going on around it's like all the time there's different things that are showing up that may be creating something that may be disturbing your beautiful divinity and your sovereignty. And so these are going to be some just easy hacks or easy things to help illuminate you to get more present, go, peace within the body. You just start kind of dropping into your heart space right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a few breathing practices. We're going to begin right now. So when we do this, when we do the breathing practices, we're going to be doing diaphragmatic breathing. And diaphragmatic breathing is super powerful because it's just this space right here, right around your solar plexus or somewhere in that area, is that we notice that sometimes when we're kind of like, big bear chasing me, T-Rex gonna eat me, I gotta run, you go into that sympathetic nervous system, and that means your outer limbs, your arms and legs are moving because you need to get out of the way, right? But what we really want to focus in on is the parasympathetic, which is in the area of the solar plexus and going in just a little bit below the diaphragm. And so when we really look at the consciousness, and so when we go in the parasympathetic nervous system, it means that all of the energy and all of that oxygen and all that goodness is right here in your core, where your heart is on all these organs that are working for you. So right now we're going to do the diaphragmatic breathing. We'll begin right now. Begin with breathing in, and having that belly, lower belly, really expanding, like the Buddha belly, right? Expanding and expanding, continue to hold. And now we're going to release and go into the exhalation, drawing the navel all the way to the spine. Boom. Just imagining that navel touching the spine. All right. So we're going to do another inhale, breathing in, belly getting big. Everything here, very calm. There's no movement here, right? Still just breathing in that in breath at the right below the diaphragm, belly is big. And now we're going to do the exhalation, draw the navel all the way into the spine as if the navel's touching the spine, tickling the spine. All right, we'll do one more here. So breathing in, big inhalation, belly, big. Like a happy Buddha, rubbing that belly, drawing all that energy right below the belly button. There you go. And then exhaling, drawing the navel all the way into the spine. Boom, shakalaka boom. All right, so this is a really great thing if you're in some sort of an event or experience or your energy may be low, is that ability to really count your breath, count your in breath, count your out breath, just breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out. And there's several other techniques that we might do. So this is so funny. So there's a cleansing breath that we could do. The cleansing breath is super fun because I remember whenever I was a little kid, when I would be sighing, my mom would say, "You need to start doing some work." I guess it was a sign of boredom. And then it was basically, that means you're going to go to work. But here's the deal. We're going to switch all of that around, reorganize all of that, because that's all kind of old stuff, right? Is that we're going to do some cleansing breaths. So it's going to look like this. Take a deep breath in and then breathing out. Again, breathing in and then breathing out. Again, breathing in and then breathing out. And we'll do one more, breathing in and breathing out. So when we're really looking at going peace within, right? We did the automatic writing. We did some stuff with the channeling material. And then we're moving into the breath work, the diaphragmatic breathing, and into the cleansing breath. We're also going to do one more breathing practice, and it's called alternate nostril breathing practice. And so I'm just going to show it. Now I'm itchy. Now I'm always itchy when I'm on here. Okay, so this is alternate nostril breathing. And this right here, so for again, the diaphragmatic breathing is to get a person kind of awake and aware and consciously breathing and exhaling. The second one was just like this release, like boom, and that's kind of like that joyful elation. And this next one is going to be a balancing technique with alternate nostril breathing. So I'll just show it to you, and it may look kind of goofy. Okay, so you're going to take one finger on the nostril, breathe in, and then release. Breathe in, release, breathe in, release, breathe in, and breathe out. Whew. That's kind of got I feel kind of good doing that. And so that is a really neat practice, is that when you do that, it kind of starts balancing. Sometimes you might find that, that you're not completely integrated with your body, and you can do that alternate nostril breathing. And I would do it maybe for 2 minutes. I just did a few to show you that example of how to balance, the maybe the masculine, the feminine, or whatever you want to call it, the lunar or the sun or whatever. So these are really, really great things to look at. And so I've got a couple more things I'd like to share. This is about peace within, and then kind of just going into the inward space. And so I have another example that we do with some things when we're feeling a little bit ungrounded, or we don't feel like 100%, or we kind of feel like we got low energy or whatever, right? But this is a great technique here, and I've done this before on these videos, but I always think it's such a win, right? Okay, so what we're going to do is you're going to put your hand right here, tap on the crown of your head, and we're going to do 49 counts, and I'm going to do it in sevens, right? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whew. All right. So that is something that I do. And it's just tapping. Now, there's all these different techniques and all these methods and all of that, but I just kind of go with the most simple thing for me. Let's say I'm taking a walk outside, and then I'm just noticing I feel whoa, what's going on, people? Then I just tap. I tap 49 times on the crown of my head, and that does seem to kind of balance a few things in the body if you're feeling a little bit ungrounded or a little bit off. Okay, there's other things that we can do with that, but this would be one simple technique. And also, I've got another technique with tapping. And so if let's say you got something going on over here, and you can kind of pinpoint, you don't diagnose yourself, you just go, something's different. Then you go to the opposite side, and then we tap on the opposite side, right? Because sometimes that balancing and integration of the entire wholeness of this beautiful being, you'll start noticing that tapping is going to be integrating not only maybe something that was happening on this side, but you're going to be noticing that it's integrating and more balanced and more harmonized with the all of your body. And so that's a really great thing to do. And so we did some other kind of techniques yesterday that was super fun. So if you haven't watched those videos, look at the ones that before this one. I don't even know what this one's going to be called. But really, when we look at going inward and going on the inward journey, is that we have opportunities to kind of slow down, take a little time to just be in that state of presence, be in that state of awareness, be in that state of simplicity, or just that sense of I'm here, right? I'm having this day, I'm having this moment, I'm having this experience. And even now with this video that I'm doing, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be talking about, but some things came through today that made sense for this conversation. So for you, whatever you're working with, there's certain techniques, or maybe some techniques that you already know to do, that are simply going to create more ability for you to feel better in your body, to feel better in your thinking mind, and feel better with, letting things things go. And I think with that letting things go, it's like it's a wipeout, right? Just like get rid of that stuff, get that gone and that gone and that gone and that gone. Okay, now what will I create? Now what can I do for myself or for others? What's my next big step? What's my best approach to taking that step and creating more goodness? So for you, I'm just going to say super fun on this conversation, and we'll see you again. And namaste.